Hey, what's up, my dudes? So this is weekly instructions round two. I already recorded once, but I made some adjustments to the week and to our schedule, and so I decided to record some new instructions just to make sure everybody's on the same page and knows what's going on with this week's assignments. So we've got so I erased the old video and I'll repost this one as soon as I'm done filming it. Something real quick I want you to make note of before I get into this week's assignment is our new deadline for weekly work. Previously, it was Friday at 11:59 p.m. And I talked to some parents and some students during conferences, and they mentioned, yo, McAllister, I'm staying up way too late on Friday night trying to get all this stuff done. And I was like, I never really thought of it that way. If you leave it till the last minute, then yeah, you're going to be staying up pretty late. So I'm pushing the deadline to Saturdays by 8 p.m. instead. So giving you a little bit of extra time so that you don't have to stay up late on Friday. Of course, you can submit it on Friday. That's totally fine. It's just that the due date is now Saturdays at 8 p.m. Let's see. As far as Google Meets go, we just had our period 2 Google Meet at 10. Tomorrow on Tuesday, we've got period 5 at 10. And then Wednesday and Thursday are our normal Google Meets. So first and second at 9 and 10 a.m. on Wednesday, fourth, fifth, and sixth at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. on Thursday. And then no synchronous no synchronous learning on Friday. So tomorrow is election day, and this is election week, and there's been a lot of build up to it, and a lot of people have been talking about it, and I thought I would be remiss if we did not do some kind of assignment about what's going on in our country right now. There's lots of people are saying lots of different things and lots of different issues, and so I thought it would be a good time to kind of think about what issues are important to y'all and what hopes you have for our country moving forward. So that's what we're doing. So let's take a look at the assignment. Here it is. So first and foremost, this assignment is not about which political party or which candidate do you support. I don't care. I don't care, what side of the board you're on. It is not my job to tell you what to think, but it is my job to get you to think. So that's kind of the whole point of this, is just thinking about, some different issues that our country is facing and how you feel about them and your hopes for the future of our country. I'm going to put some guidelines and things into place for our meets this week. I don't want there to be political discussion. This is like, private, personal issues that we think about, in ourselves. And so this isn't going to be like a debate, a public debate, anything like that. This is just for you to think about where you stand and what you think about some different things that our country is facing. I put this little disclaimer in here. If you have something personal that prevents you from doing this assignment, email me for an alternate assignment. And then let me just read over the directions real quick. A presidential election only happens every 4 years. For this week's assignment, you'll examine, research, and write about some of the issues facing the presidential candidates and our country as a whole. You are citizens of this country, and though you can't vote yet, you can still ponder some of the tough issues our country faces. You'll examine and respond to a poll, examine partisan websites and databases, and think and write about your own hopes for our country. This is a 4-part assignment that will probably take you around 2 hours to complete. So I've already gotten a couple of emails being like, McAllister, 2 hours, why? It's a complex assignment. I'm asking you to do some research and some reading and some writing and some thinking. But you have the whole entire week to do it. So if you did like 20 minutes today, 30 minutes tomorrow, 20 minutes on Wednesday, you should have it done in 2 hours or less. So just, do your best, jump on it, put yourself into it. So 4-part assignment, 4 parts. And the first part, you are going to look at this poll. And I got this poll from the Pew Research Center. They are a nonpartisan or a non-biased organization, so they don't lean to one particular party or the other. They just gather information about the issues, attitudes, and trends shaping the world. So according to the Pew Research Center, these are some of the top issues that voters say are very important to their vote in the 2020 election. So we've got economy, healthcare, Supreme Court appointments, the coronavirus outbreak, violent crime, foreign policy, gun policy, race and ethnic inequality, immigration, economic inequality, climate change, and abortion. So after you've looked at that chart for part one, I want you to answer these two questions. Are there any issues you feel are important that aren't listed on the chart to the left? What are they? And two, what do you think are the two most important issues the US is facing? So out of these or any others, what do you think are the two most important issues that the US is currently facing? Okay. Part two. Part two is a writing piece. And it's very broad, so you can take this in whatever direction you want. So think about your response to the following prompt. What are your hopes for our country and why? Explain your answer in a thoughtful 7 to 10 sentence paragraph. So maybe think about 2 years, 5 years, 10 years in the future. Where do you hope our country will be? What do you hope it will be like? What are some things that you hope are in place for this country? Basically, like, what are your hopes for this country? And there's no right or wrong answer here. I just want you to think about your own personal opinion. So that's part two. Part three, you're going to do some reading and some research. So based on your responses to parts 1 and 2, so the issues that you think are the most important ones facing our country and your hopes for our country, I want you to take a look at some of these articles or videos from these websites and databases. So these are all nonpartisan, non-biased, meaning it's just straight information. It's not leaning towards one political party or another. So let me just show you this first one. It's called allsides.com. And it just gives you some different perspectives on different issues facing our country. So there's articles on COVID, there's articles on education policy, LGBTQ issues. So yeah, you can take a look at that. PBS is the next one, and then these bottom two are databases from the Northeastern Library website. So basically, I just want you to kind of perusing through these websites, find 6 articles or videos that you think are interesting, jot down the title of the ones that you read or watch, and then you can move on to part 4. So part 3 is probably going to take you the longest because I actually want you to peruse these websites and these databases and see what you see and, learn what you learn. And then part 4, this is another writing part. Based on your response to part 1, your writing in part 2, and your research in part 3, write a 7 to 10 sentence paragraph responding to the following prompt. What issues are important to me and to this country, and why are these issues important for our country to address as we move forward? Okay, so pretty straightforward, but also going to require some thought on your part and a little bit of research and a little bit of time, which I think is fine. Yeah, so I'm excited to see where you guys go with this. Again, I am not invested in any way it's not my job to tell you what to think. It is my job to tell you to think and to teach you how to think. So not teach you how to think, to teach you to think on your own. If we were in the classroom right now, we would probably do some seminaring, some class discussion. But because we are all online right now, I can't really put those structures in place and the guidelines in place that would make for conducive conversation, right? So this is really just you writing for yourself and then sharing it with me. And I do not care what side of the political spectrum you are coming from. I just want you thinking about what you think about these things. All right. I think that is it. I'm looking forward to seeing you all this week. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. And I appreciate you guys watching this. I'll see you guys soon. All right.